And let me go ahead and break it down for you as well. So it's definitely a phenomenal market that you're in, right? Fingerprint door locks are obviously new to the market. Now, my whole thing here is if it works or not. There were other items in the marketplace that do the same thing, and they did very well. Okay. The thing is, they have to work. If it doesn't work once, okay, it's going to be a problem, right? So this item I'd recommend ordering and maybe having in your hand before you start to scale it like crazy. Okay. And maybe that's after you go ahead and prove it at first, because remember, we want to spend as little time and effort on an item as possible before we actually start spending money on it. So my ideology here is I like the item, I like the market, but there is other items in the marketplace that gave a bad rap to these types of products, and some people are familiar with that. So the thing is, there's going to be a high possible chance of dispute as well as refunds on these items if this doesn't work, right? I also think it's an item that could do well, because the thing is, this one is different than the ones that have been in the marketplace because it is straight up smaller. Okay, and it looks more heavy duty as well in terms of the material. Okay, but the thing is, we want to make sure we're selling a product that our consumers are happy with, right? So the make or break here is if it works consistently or if it doesn't work consistently, right? So I like the item, and I would say it passes our actual audit check. Now, what I would do is maybe contact the supplier and ask them to send you a few videos of them using it like 10 times over again to make sure it works properly at minimal, and then keeping it on your list. But I do like this product because it's a smaller, okay, item that does the same thing than all of the other ones that I've seen. So I do like this, and I am aware that these items are doing well, but we have to keep an eye out for consumer satisfaction tally. Does that make sense? That's one thing as well. Once we actually go ahead and prove this item, we could go ahead and get it involved with one of our manufacturers. We have really good manufacturers and really good manufacturing connects, and the really good ones can get this sourced and make it work flawlessly. So that's something that you have access to, an opportunity to do down the road as well, just for being here, which is good. So eventually we probably will get to kind of recreating and repurposing the item in terms of how it's built.
So this is passed if it works. Is that correct?
That is correct. I would say we'll keep it. We just want to go ahead and definitely ask the supplier some questions about it and request some videos of it working as well. So one of the things I want you to understand here, okay? Now, there's no debate. This passes the system because there's freaking demand. There's people who want these. There's people who need these. There's people who are going to buy these. Great item. Phenomenal research. And what we've seen here, okay, with products like this, okay, you're seeing, like when you see a product like this, you could start to see how, I'll start to look at products like this moving forward, right? You start to see, these items really do increase the confidence, etc. Now, let me go ahead and break it down as to why I like the item, but why I want you to go ahead and also keep eyes in the back of your head as well when selling an item like this. Number one is branding. An item like this, it's going to go ahead and really only sell well when the site's branded right away. Okay, so after we start to see some consistency from it on our marketing, we want to take a quick movement to go ahead and brand the site out from the core infrastructure. So the second you see, $200-$300 a day, somewhat consistently, 2 to 3 days in a row, and you're profitable, you want to go ahead and brand this thing immediately. Okay, because this is a product that needs to be bought from a branded site. Secondly, that doesn't mean that we should just brand all our items right away. That's the biggest way to just lose all your time. Okay, put it on the general store, test it, see if there's somewhat consistency of interest in sales, and then brand it as you see profitability. Okay. Secondly, hair coloring. These will do well. This item is hot. People want these. You're gonna sell them. The problem is, it's very hard to match hair color when you're buying off the internet if you're not there, right? I sold these. Actually, I sold not these exact ones. I sold things similar to this not too long ago. Okay. And it was, I wouldn't say a fucking annoyance, but I'll say it was an effing annoyance. Okay. Because it was time after time. It doesn't match my hair. Can I get a refund? This and that. Okay. So keep in mind, you have to make sure your paletting and your overall coloring is very, very accurate to what the consumer believes they're going to be buying. Okay. That's the second piece there. If you could nail down the branding early on in the game, as well as the hair color matching early in the game, you can do very well with items like this. Okay. You can do very, very well with items like this. because people want them. Okay. The only other thing is I want to say is differentiation, which is the messiness. I need more differentiation than there's messiness though. So try to find me a material differentiation, something that the women actually care about. Okay. That's different. Now, with that being said, and all that taken into account, I'm still going to absolutely approve this item, my friend, because this item sells like crazy. If you could actually make it to where you're specifically matching the hair color, you're going to do well. Yeah. And also, Dylan, I would love you to kind of just throw in some extra kind of pieces there. If you want to, I just unmute you. Walk us through some other kind of ideologies in the hair care cosmetic market as well, because I know you're very well versed.
Okay, so first of all, at my salon, we would just buy these, downtown in bags. You can buy them for 50 cents each. This is when I was in California, and clients would come in, and after a facial, after a procedure, they just wrap their head up and they put it in, and we would sell it to them for like $25.
Wow.
So a lot of women, because they were right there, they knew the hair color. However, they'd say, I want to get one for my girlfriend. So we started telling them, well, what's her hair color? They'd say, oh, she's a Revlon 4D. So most women are using Revlon or L'Oreal or those box colors. All you have to do is go get those boxes and put it side by side. And a billion women in the world will go, oh, I'm a brunette 4D. And then they'll go, oh, this will go good with my hair. It'll have the same highlights and tones. And that your problem is solved right there. Because I'm going to say 75 to 85% of women do color the hair at home. And not everybody pays $500 to have the hair colored. If they are, they're not going to purchase this anyways. They're going to go to a high-end salon and have it matched perfectly. So that would make that a perfect fit for that. It would be so easy to brand that.
Amazing. That's why I asked you. Amazing feedback there. So of course, as you can see that, you want to have that for sure, because you do not want to deal with the mess of the refunds and the chargebacks. Okay. Keep that in mind. Thank you, Dylan, for mentioning that. I do appreciate that.
Oh, well, one thing I was going to ask you, when you said you wanted more differentiation when it comes to like the messiness of the bun, I know there's like a lot of other like alternatives and like variants for this product where the bun looks different, like in some sort of way. Is that what you meant when you said messy? Like differentiation in the messy bun?
For me, I want you to look into what specifically these women are looking at. Okay, more than just the actual messiness of the bun. Is it the material? Is it the actual color? Is it the feel of it? Do some homework into the industry. Maybe talk to Dylan, right? And specifically see how you could differentiate this further. Okay, so you could specifically go ahead and set yourself apart, because I know off the bat there are other people selling these items, right? Because they do well. So keep that in mind. Differentiation would be a good thing to have here. An amazing item as well that you submitted here. I don't want to scare you from it, okay, with those points, but I want you to know there's potential, but with power, with great potential comes great power. I think something like that, right? So just keep that in mind.
Sweet. Thank you so much.